So we had discussed about teaching us to number our days, time management strategies, and we looked at the story of Martha and the sister Mary, whereby Jesus did not say that Martha had sinned, but he said that Mary had chosen the better thing to do at that particular time. So, and we also looked at that we are in the days of evil, whereby there is a lot of distractions, and if we don't have a system of which our life moves by, we'll be distracted by them, we'll be swayed by them. So we should have systems. So today we are going to discuss about how to implement those systems. How are we going to implement those systems? But before we start, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this great opportunity that we are going to go into your word. We thank you for your mercies and we thank you for your goodness, Father Lord. I pray that you enable us, Father Lord, as we spend this time in your word, Father Lord. May we not just a lot of words be said which are not beneficial, but words which will help us to transform the way we live our life and the way we apply ourselves to the days that you have given us and to the seasons that you have given us, Father Lord. May we not be only hearers of your word, but be doers of your word, Father Lord. Increase our faith, increase our understanding, and grant us wisdom to be able to apply our days for a better future and for even eternal life. In Jesus' mighty name we pray as we believe. Amen. So again, we'll look at Luke chapter 10 verse 38 to... If you're coming across this video and you have reached here, go back to the previous video so that you'll be able to understand what I'm saying now. So we looked at Luke chapter 10 verse 38 to 42. It says, now it happened as they went that he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house, and she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his words. But Martha was distracted with much servings. Distracted. I said the days are evil. There is a lot of distractions. The things that sometimes you think are good, that the things that distract us. They are good but are meaningless to our lives. And she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister left me to serve alone? Therefore tell her to help me. The people who are distracted with their life, the people who are not doing meaningless stuff, they always want somebody to be in the same situation as them. So if they see you have a certain routine that you're going through, and if you don't have a certain routine or a certain timetable or a certain system that you follow, they'll want you also to be in their same position as them, walking purposeless, walking without having meaning to their life. They're just passing through life. They want you to join them. So see, Martha here is telling Jesus to tell her sister to come and help her, because she was distracted. She wants another person also to be distracted. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, 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 you are worried. There is a lot of worry and trouble about many things. She was worried about many things. A lot of things that we are worried about, then even after 50 years from now, they will be meaningless. That person that is talking about you, after 50 years, even you will not remember. That person that is talking maybe about me, if after 100 years I will be already gone. Now I'm 25. After 100 years I will be 125. If I'm still alive, even my mind, I will have dementia. I will not be remembering what a person said to me like now. So focusing on that they said this about me, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your emotion and energy on things that do not matter. So, but one thing is needed. Mary has chosen that good part. Mary chose the good part. It's not serving God. Jesus did not say Martha was sinning, but compared to serving Jesus, making food for Jesus, and sitting at the feet of Jesus, what was important at that particular time was sitting at the feet of Jesus, and that which Mary chose. Martha was distracted making food, making a 6-course meal for Jesus. I think if Jesus had come to my house, I would have made a lot of things. If I knew Jesus was coming to my house, I would have made a lot of preparation. But what Jesus basically here is saying that she had concentrated on a lot of things, or how the table is set, or how the food is looking, but she didn't concentrate on the relationship with Jesus. Like how person who's now has small children, they're concentrated so much on how the house is looking. Oh, the child has done this, the child has looked here, has done a lot of things, and they forget this child is growing. You'll never have your child who is 5 years again. You'll never have your child who is 6 years again. So concentrate on that, building that relationship with that child. Don't concentrate on the mess that they are making. Yes, teach them to clean after themselves, but you know the time is fleeting. The season of that child being 3 years again will never come back again. They'll pass by. You concentrating on, oh, I'm making money for my child, I'm making money for my child. Your child will not remember you are making money for them. They will not remember you. They will say that daddy was never at home. Daddy was never at home. Mommy was always concentrated on how the house looked. If you remember your childhood, for me, if I remember my childhood, I don't remember a time that I would say like, oh, our house was clean. I always remember, and I said, hey, my mom was there on this particular day. She came to my prayer day, or my this, and the things that she missed, I still remember them, and I still feel pain about them, because she missed the important moments, the milestone in my life, the things, the day that I was my prayer day for Form 4. She was sick, she missed, I understand, but I still feel pain. She missed the important milestones in my life. So you are missing a lot of milestones in your child's life or in your life, because you're concentrated on other things which are of lesser value compared to that child of yours. Concentrating on making a lot of different food for your child, and your child just wants to spend time with you. If you are concentrated on that much of cooking, invite your child to learn how to cook. As you are making food, they're learning. Yes, it's a lot of work for you. I know it's a lot of work for you, but they will remember those moments. Those are the moments they will remember. They will be telling you when you're old, Mom, you remember that day that I came to help you to cook chapati, and I did this and this and this and this. Those are the things that are imprinted in your child's life. They will not remember that the house was clean. They will not remember. Nobody always remembers that their house was clean. They remember that the joy that was in that house. They remember the day that mommy cooked and daddy was there and everybody was there. We ate. The food was not actually enough, but we were laughing. Those are the things that your child will remember. So why should you? Is the house cleaning important? Yes, it's important. Is you spending time with your child important? It's important. But comparing that, what's important? Spending your time with your child. You see, Martha chose to prepare for Jesus. Is it not important? It's important to prepare food for Jesus. But Mary chose to sit at the feet of Jesus. So what's important? Jesus wanted just her to soak in into his teachings, and Mary chose that. Jesus did not say that. Jesus did not say that Martha was sinning. You are in school. Yes, is it bad for you to have friends? It's not bad. You can have friends. But you concentrating on these friends and forgetting that you went to school to study, you'll never be in school again. And if you go back to school, it means you have repeated, and now it's time wastage. So let me continue. And it says here, and Jesus answered and said, Mary, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part. Mary has chosen that good part. Not Mary chose the better way, which will not be taken away from her. Having a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ will never be taken away from you. Knowing Jesus, it will never be taken away from you. Life might be difficult, a lot of things might be difficult, but it will never be taken away from you. Investing in yourself, not scrolling and mindless TikTok, not scrolling and choosing that I will read a book. That knowledge that you get from that book will never be taken away from you. You are investing in yourself. You are investing in bettering yourself. It will never be taken away from you. That investment will continue being better and being better and being better. Like what I'm going to teach you now on time management. It's a book that I read in 2022. This book I read in 2022. I was already applying these skills in my life, but I didn't know that I was just applying them even in school as I was applying them, but I didn't know. Now I have the knowledge of it. I know, like, so that I can be able to express this to you, so that you can be able to understand. But I was doing these things even when I was still in school. our school years had a timetable. You know, the way in school you have a timetable, but I also had my own personal timetable. There was a time I will wash my clothes. There was a time I will, in the evening, I was just not going choosing random book and saying that today I'm going to do business or today I'm going to do mathematics in the preps. No, I had my personal timetable, and I knew this particular time I would be doing this. Like in the mornings, I will do, first of all, I'll come to class 3 something. I don't know if it was 3:30. I don't remember exactly. I'll pray. Me and my friend, I still remember that girl. You have to have people who are like-minded as you. So we'll wake up early, we go take a shower, and then after taking a shower, we come to class. And because by the time people will come to class, there will be so much noise. So that particular time in the morning, when our mind was fresh, we'll use this to do our own our own personal activities. So those personal activities, it depends on how you have arranged your timetable. She had a timetable and I had my timetable, and we also had a combined timetable whereby we had already decided beforehand that today we are going to study, we are going to do a question and answers on CRE, or question and answer on mathematics, going through the steps of everything. We already had a timetable, we already scheduled it, and it was not in our mind, it was written down. I had my timetable in my book that I was using for revision. You see, like this one, I had written like a timetable, like Monday, this is what I'm doing this particular time. Like in my timetable in the morning, I had written that I'm going to do first of all, I will pray and do Bible studies. I was not serious with God by that particular time, but I knew that I needed God in my life, but I was not serious with God. So it was like that. And I knew which tools I needed for that Bible study. So there was this teacher who will give me small booklets, SDA booklets for, what is it called? Devotional SDA. I was not an SDA, but still it applied in my life. So he will give me, there is another one which is called 10 days of, I don't know, devotional, 10 days of devotional. Another one, there were a lot he gave me. And he also used to give me scriptures. And then those scriptres that I will ask him the previous day, I tell him, like, help me with this book for my spiritual growth. He will give me that book. And then after I finish that book, I will go back to him. I already had a schedule. So I was not just passing through life and knowing, today I will do this, today I will do mathematics. No, I already had a schedule. We are going to reach at that. So we are going to look at Stephen Covey time management matrix from the 7 habits of highly effective people. So he divides our routine in 4 equal sections, which he calls quadrants. But for me, if I use quadrants, I know some people will not understand what I mean. I'm going to use to say section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. So he divided our routine, he divided our time in 4 equal sections called quadrants, but for us, we are going to call them section 1, section 2, section 4. So section 1, what is said in section 1, it's both urgent and important. Both urgent and important. In your life, you have to have things which are both urgent and important. This is things like health emergencies, deadline-driven project, crisis. You can't put this one off. You have to deal with them immediately as they come. So section 1 is the things which are urgent and important. Like, for instance, if I fall, I don't want to use that example. I said I don't use negativity in my life. I don't know which example will I use. Okay, for your example, if someone that I know gets sick, I will not postpone it. I will have to take them to the hospital. That's quadrant 1. It is both urgent and important. Also, for instance, there is work that I'm given that I am supposed to do in your office, and they tell you to submit it by maybe something like Friday. It is urgent and it is important. So you have to focus on that because it's urgent and important. It's urgent and important. So both urgent and important. This is things like health emergencies, deadline-driven projects, crises that you cannot put off. You have to deal with them immediately as they come. As they come, emergencies, they come, you deal with them. These are some of these things are things which are out of your control. They just happen. They just happen. But if you have a routine, you have to deal with them. But if you have a routine, you know how to handle them. You'll not be in chaos. But sometimes these things, they come even, they disrupt your routine. Sometimes, some of the time, they disrupt your timetable. So, section 2, important and not urgent. So the first one is said urgent and important. They're urgent and important. But section 2, important but not urgent. These are the activities that help achieve a long-term goal and success. They do not have deadline on them, but have to be done consistently, e.g. spiritual goals, financial planning, financial budgeting, investing in important relationship, good health practice, personal development. If you overlook this, they turn to emergency that forces you to solve them immediately. On this section, which is important and not urgent, if you overlooked here, if you overlook your spiritual goals, if you overlook your financial planning, if you overlook your important relationship and you don't invest in them, they turn into emergency, and now they force you to look on them. For instance, a person who's not healthy, they're not eating healthy, they get sick, they go to the hospital, and they tell them, if you don't exercise, you're going to die. If you don't change your dieting, you're going to die. Now it forces them to focus on them, instead of the time whereby they knew that yes, it's important and it's not urgent. They just continue doing some small exercise. That's investing, so that these important things, they don't turn into emergencies. For instance, a person who doesn't have a relationship with God. This one, I saw it with my uncle. I don't know if he knew he was dying. I think he knew that he was dying. He never had time. He was focused with a lot of things in life. He was focused. You see, that's why I say that you should know the things which are important, so that you know what to invest your time in. He was focused a lot. So at the end of his life, he was in the bed. He didn't have anything to do by that particular time. I'm sorry for laughing. I know he's dead, but I'm just using him as an example. He didn't have anything to do with his life, because he was now banned in the hospital. He was warned over and over again to stop smoking. By the time they had now, he was so sick that he couldn't move, and they checked his inner body, the lungs, and this one, is it trachea or something? They say it was something like, unaona jiko ile yenye inakuanga ile yenye it has soot, it has moshi. That's how his lungs were. It was so filled with moshi, like it was so filled with moshi. At this particular time, my friend, he was able to stop smoking. His last few days, few months to his death, he was able to stop smoking. Nobody had to advise him, because he saw his life, it was threatened, and he didn't survive it. Bad thing, he didn't survive it. And also, he didn't have a relationship with God. That time that he was bedridden like that, when you come to him, my uncle will never tell you like, pray for me. By that particular time, he'll tell you, let's pray. He would open for you a Bible. They would have given him, he was in Kenyatta Hospital, they had given him a Bible. He would open it. If his entire life, if he had scheduled it well, he would have had a relationship with God. I know we are busy with a lot of work, we are busy with a lot of things, but we should have a timetable. I'm using a timetable so that a lot of people can understand. You get me? So that they can be able to understand. This is section 2. Section 2, they are important things, but they are not urgent. But if you don't focus on these important things which are not urgent, you will be rushing, because they have turned into emergency. You not studying, you are in school, you not using the prep time to study. So when the exam comes, you are now struggling. What should I study? When your KCSE come, you're just asking yourself, what should I study? And now you are in confusion. You are not knowing what you should do, because the things which you were supposed to focus on, you did not focus on, and now they have turned into emergency. Your relationship with your wife. I know a lot of people are listening to me, and this thing will go one day, as people, when they get to know this channel that God has given me to be a steward of, they will know. So I know that people who are already married at that particular time, your relationship with your wife, you focus so much on your work. There is work, yes, there is time for work, but you come home with your work and then you focus. You have gotten home, you have just gotten poof, you don't even look at your wife or anything, or you don't acknowledge your wife or your husband. You're so focused on your work, and at the end of life, your life has drifted apart. You are so close to each other, but in your intimacy and in your relationship, you are far away from each other. You don't know what is going on in your husband's life. You don't know what is going on in your wife's life. You are just there, and at the end of your life, you're now in your 60, whereby you cannot even work. You are in retirement. You are with someone you don't know who this individual is. She is your wife or your husband, but you don't know them. They're just roommates, people you used to do life together with. You focus, like your relationship with your children. You didn't concentrate on your relationship with your children, and now you are 70, your child is already 60, and now you're trying to recreate the things you should have focused on when they were 3 years old. You're trying to call them, come, we go out. Your child is focusing on their life now. They already have their family. You want them to leave their family so that they can be able to have time with you, because you didn't have a relationship with them. And if you had a relationship with them, you will not have to ask them to come spend time with you. They will arrange it, and they will find a way to come spend time with you. Yes, you are their parents, yes, but now because you didn't focus time on that relationship, you don't know them, they don't know you. So this section 2 is important and not urgent. These are the things, the activity that help achieve long-term goals and success. They do not have deadline on them, but have to be done consistently. Like for me, my spiritual life, I do it consistently. My relationship with God, I invest in it consistently. My relationship with my friends, I invest in it consistently. This work that God has given me to be posting this one, it is God that told me to post. And a person that knows me clearly, they will tell you Faith does not like videos. So it is. So and if a person realizes it, that the way I've been speaking, if you go back to the old videos, like it's like a stairs. You are building, and if you continue with it, there is an understanding that comes upon you, and there is also a theme that consistently reoccurs, is build a relationship with God. The things that I speak about is not me that tells it. When God told me to begin this channel, I asked him some things. God, I don't know what to be speaking about. Give me what I should speak about. Grant me understanding. May I not mislead anybody. Those were the things that I prayed about. And I told him, like, give me what I should be making, and help me that I should be making videos in advance. So you should give me the things that I should discuss about in advance, so that I will study, not just to come and I have not even studied. Like today is 31st August, and this video will be posted there like in mid-February, because God gave me this word. And when he gave me this word, I was the verse in the story of Martha just came to my spirit, and then I began to think about it. And as I continue, I told God, teach me so that I can be able to apply it. And because in 2020 I'd read the book of this man Steve Covey, it just came together. It just collided together, and I knew, like, now I can make a video. I went back and I made notes. See, there is notes. I'm not just teaching, like just teaching. All these are notes, and I study. I've created time whereby I say that this I've set aside to study, so that I can be able to post here. I don't just post, because I know with my speaking I can mislead another person, and also with my speaking I can help another person, so that they can be able to manage their time well and grow a relationship with God. So we said the section 2 is important and not urgent. So section 3 is urgent but not important. They are urgent but not important. These are tasks we perceive to be urgent but not aligned with our long-term goals, e.g. interruption from others, someone giving you their workload to help them do. Here is things that need to be done but do not necessarily require you doing them. You can delegate it to other people. Section 3 is urgent but not important. they're urgent. They have a semblance of urgency. But they're not important to your long-term goals. Interruptions from others. Like right now, I don't know if it's this video or the previous video. I've made this video both on the same day. So I'd set time aside, and I said that today I found time and I've already prepared the notes, and I can make a video because I'm always working. I'm not assured of I'll find time. So I said today, because I found time and I had already prepared the notes and I've already prepared in advance, I want to make a video. Then somebody just called me. I don't know the number. I had to hang up because I don't know the number, first of all. And they're looking for me. I don't know what they're looking for me for, but I have set later I'll go and check what they wanted. You get me? I'll check what they wanted. These ones, they seem to be important. Like I can give an example. You are in school, you are studying, yeah? You are studying, and then when you're studying, a person comes and tell you, teach me this. So it's an emergency. That's urgent. It's urgent. You have to teach them. But it is not important at that particular. It doesn't add up to your future goals. So you say, when things arises in your life, you have to compare them. Do they? Yes, they are all important. They are all good things. But how do they vary? There is always one that has a bigger reward. It has a bigger reward to our lives. Yeah. So for instance, okay, I already gave it, like, for instance, a mom needs to cook and the house is dirty, and she has kids who are big enough who can be able, they've not cleaned the house very well, but she has kids who are big enough who can be able to clean the house. So as she's cleaning the house, she can tell the kids to be tidying up so that the food can be ready. A mom who's tired and she's cooking and tells the kids to set the table so that she can just cook and bring the food on the table. These are the things that you can delegate. And so most of in this section, there are things which are not your emergencies. There are other people who want you to do. They have not managed their time well, and now they want you so that you can also be urgent. They have not managed their time well. They bring to you their emergency. For instance, you've decided that you'll be saving your money and you'll be putting money aside, everything, and you are not planned that something will come up. And then your friend who you actually see they have wasted their money going to parties, this and these things, and then they borrow you money, and you feel guilty that you're not going to give them money because you have decided this amount you're going to save. Don't feel guilty. Another person's emergency is not your emergency. I can remember this one. You see, for me, in school, I will read. I will not be. My schedule was not scheduled about exams or something. I used to read. Me and that friend that I'm telling you, we used to read. It was not scheduled about exams. It was not scheduled about KCSE or something. So, like, I used to focus on the things which were important but not urgent. So I remember there was this time, and like it was a KCSE. They will, I don't remember if it used to start at 8 or I don't remember. But now, a few weeks to my KCSE, like 1 month to my KCSE, I didn't read anything new. I just prayed to God and I said, God, all the times that I've been reading, all the times that I've invested, let those questions come. And if they don't come, God, let it be so. So I used to go back. You see, the same way I'm writing these notes like this. There were those notes that the teacher would write in class, and I also, when I was doing my own personal study, I used to have questions. Like, I'll ask questions. I had questions that I learned through questions. So I would have questions. I'll go to a teacher to write for me questions, maybe about business studies, or I will download past KCSE questions on business or any subject that I was doing, or encyclopedia. It's an encyclopedia. Those encyclopedia, I don't remember if they're called encyclopedia. I had them. So the day that I'm supposed to do maybe something like mathematics, I'll go to the encyclopedia, and the topic that I decided that I want to learn, I will do it. So 1 month to my KCSE, I didn't learn anything new. The things that I already learned, I was going back to them. So I remember this time, I think it was mathematics, or yes, it was mathematics. No, business studies. And then it was just remaining something like 45 minutes, and then we are called to line up, and then we go to the hall. And then this person, it was 45 minutes. I was going through the things that I had been writing all those months, and since Form 3, those things that I've been writing in that my book for my own personal studies. I was just going through them. Then this individual came and told me like I should teach them about ledgers, ledgers, balancing ledgers. I looked at them and I just said, it is not in my bad that I don't want to teach, but even if I taught you, you will not be able to understand. It will confuse you more than you are already confused, because it was their emergency. Now me, I was just going through my own notes. so that I can catch up some things, so that I can be able to remind myself of how some questions come like that. I had important something that I was focusing on. And then somebody else emergency. If I didn't know, I would have focused and I began to teach that person, and that 45 minutes will be wasted. And at the end of it, it is them who didn't manage their time well. Because in school, you will see them, they will, when it's time for exam, you'll see somebody waking up at 5 or maybe even at 3. They will say, Faith, when you are going to class today, wake me up. Me, we used to wake up early, like 3, and we go to class. Now this time for exam, people will tell you, oh, wake me up at that particular time. This all time you didn't study. Now you want to cram up so that you can be able to pass. It's impossible. It's impossible. So section 3, there are other people's emergency. You always have to ask yourself, is this something that I really have to do? And even if it's your work, you have to ask yourself, is this something that I must do? Is this something that I must do, or I can delegate it to somebody else? Can I give it to somebody else to do it? Can I tell my child to clean the house as I'm doing something else? Can I tell the child to make their own bed so that I can do something else which is of greater importance? Delegate. Like when I will not give other examples because I want to show you how I make. So number 4, neither important nor urgent. This one, they are not important and they are not even urgent. Section 4, they are not important and they are not even urgent. Unnecessary task, distraction, and time wasters. Here you have to moderate your time. Things like scrolling, staying in your phone for hours. We normally say like, this small thing, you can be addicted to these small boxes, these small phones. You can just be addicted to them. You find that you have spent 2 hours on the videos. You said you're going to sleep, and then you say, let me watch just one video on TikTok. The next one. The next one. I'm going to do my Bible study. The next one. The next one. You find you have wasted 2 hours. 2 hours on something that is not beneficial. That is not beneficial. They're just mindless. They don't add up to anything of greater value for your life. Here is mindless scrolling social media without purpose. Binge watching your favorite TV shows. Watching for hours. What is it gaining? What are you gaining? You're not gaining anything. I want to show you. So the first one, we say that they're both urgent and important. These are the things that you cannot put aside. I'm just going back. These are the things that you cannot put aside. These are emergencies and deadline-driven projects. The things that you have to do. For instance, your child gets sick. You cannot tell you, why did you get sick? You have to take them to the hospital. You get me? You have to take them to the hospital. There is a project that your child brings home that you need to help them. You cannot put it off. Your work tells you there is a work that you're supposed to do. You have to do it. Maybe they give you a deadline. You have to do it. Then section 2, there are important things, but they are not urgent. These are the activities that help achieve our long-term goals and success. They don't have a deadline. Yes, they don't have a deadline. But they don't have a deadline, but you have to do them consistently. But if you don't focus here, you'll find yourself that they have turned into emergencies. If you don't focus on your health, it will turn into an emergency. Yeah. So section 3, urgent but not important. These are the tasks we perceive to be urgent but not aligned to our long-term goals. E.g. interruptions. Like right now, when I was making the first video, somebody called me. I did not plan to be called today, and I said that I have like 2 hours to make these videos, or 1 hour or so that I can do the next thing. So I had to hang up. I had to cut the call because it was not planned in my knee. It's interruptions. Somebody telling you to do them a favor. You can choose not to do that favor for them. You can choose not to do that for them. You are working in an organization. Then somebody tells you to can you take this work out of my hand? You have to ask yourself, is this part of my work? And if you know it's not part of your work, and it's because of them not planning their own time, that's why they're giving you to do that work, you can turn it down. We learned about the last time about boundaries. You can just tell them, no, thank you. These interruptions whereby you have decided maybe you are going to do maybe a family getaway, maybe you're going Sunday afternoon, you have decided you are going to you and your family and your children and your wife, you're going out for a picnic or something. Turn your phone off. You don't need it to be on. If it's an emergency, it will come later. If it's an emergency, it will definitely, you have to trust God that something will not burn. Because let me tell you, I read this book that told me, if you were to die now, you see the things that you think that they will not go on without you, they will go on. And the important things that you are supposed to focus on, they will crash. Things like your family. If something were to happen to you today, your family will suffer more than your job. Your job will find somebody else they will hire. So you trying to take all the work so that they will be able to see that you are an hardworking individual. I don't mean that you be lazy in your work, but also do it in moderation. Do it in moderation. That is the time for you to work. You just got home. When you are the whole day your boss saw you in work and they did not give you the work to do. They did not give you this work to do. And then when it's 5 that you are clocking out, they tell you, oh, do this work. And you have to ask yourself, is this part of my work? If it's not part of your work and you really want to help your boss with it, create time aside to do it. You reach home, play with your kids, talk with your wife, everything. And then when everybody maybe has gone to sleep, you have spent time with your wife, you have done what you need to do with your wife, the things that you need to catch up with your wife, how a day was, then you can focus on that. Is work important? Work is important. But at that particular time, your family is important more than your work. So these sections 3, they are urgent but not important. Section 4, neither important nor urgent. There are necessary tasks, distractions, and time wasters. You have to moderate your time. Here, there are things that don't even add to your thinking. They don't add to your value. They don't add to anything. You're just there binge watching 6 seasons. Those people in those movies, they're paid. You are just watching how Romeo kissed Juliet. How is that helping you? You are reading that book of fictional romanticization. Is it romanticization? How is it helping you with your life? How is it helping? You have to ask yourself, how is it helping? So let me now show you how it works. You see how I wrote here? I don't know, it's showing opposite. I don't know how to do it. I'm using my phone in the side of self. You see this section where I write faith? I want to help you so that you can be able to. I can speak a lot and maybe you don't understand. So write down the things which you are supposed to be doing. Write those things down. Like write them down. You are in school, you need to read. Write them down. Those things. You are in school, there is maybe clubs that you need to attend. Write them down. Everything, write them down. You need to wash your clothes in school. Write them down. A lot of things that you are supposed to do. Now, section you are where you are writing into 4, and then the first one is urgent and both urgent and important. Like for me, what is urgent now and important? Attend public speaking lessons and do homework. I've signed myself to be taught how to be able to speak publicly. So it's urgent and important. Every day there is homework that they give me, and if I don't do the homework, by the next time we are meeting, you will ask me questions. You see that it has a deadline. It's some sort of an emergency. So I focus on it much on it. Yeah. So it is attend public speaking lessons and do homework that I'm giving them there. That is, first of all, it is both urgent and important. So I've created time aside, and I've said that when I finish those public speaking on with that coach on Sunday, on Monday I have to write the notes down. I have to do the homework during the week, because there's some certain video that he gives me to be listening to during the week, and I have to listen to them. So section 2, which are important but not urgent, the things that I need to do in my daily life so that I can be able to grow, to be able to be better version that I am. So the first one is my spiritual growth, is Bible study. In my Bible study, I've set time aside in my Bible study. But even if I've set time this aside for my Bible study, there is a way that I do this Bible study. I have like a timetable which tells me, like for the past 3 years I've been doing from Genesis to Revelation, from cover to cover. I did not just be opening my Bible, today I'm going to read Chronicles, tomorrow I'll read Revelation. No, I had a schedule which I downloaded it, and I'd written it down on how I'm going to be reading. Like maybe on January 1st I'm going from Genesis 1 to Genesis 3. That helps me to avoid time wastage. That is one. My prayer life, that's for my spiritual growth. My prayer life, that is, I normally join in NSPPD by Pastor Jerry. It normally happens where I'm at, it's 9 a.m. I have created time aside, because in the house that I'm working, my madam doesn't have a problem with me being on earplugs when I'm working. The only thing is that she doesn't find me holding my phone. Yeah, this opportunity that I have now, my dear, it will never repeat itself. I will never be in a working environment whereby they will allow me to do the things that I'm doing here, that I can be able even to have earplugs on my ear to listen to things that help me spiritually, help me with my mindset. That's why I need wisdom. We said we need wisdom to apply. You will not be in a place whereby you'll be working, and then maybe you are a shopkeeper, and then that person who has hired you allows you to have your book and you'll be reading your book. Use that opportunity well. You will never be in school. You can repeat school, you can repeat Form 4, you can repeat those classes, but it will be harder. But now that you have the opportunity, use it well. Create time aside. This is my time. This is my time for my studies. And even if it's your time for your study, what are you going to study? Which topic are you doing? Like for my spiritual growth, my Bible study, now I am learning about hardness of heart, which it's a different topic in itself. That one is it's a different, that's for my study. But for my reading, whereby I just open my Bible, I don't use any other material. I'm going through the epistles of the letters of Paul. I have it written, like today I'm going to do Romans chapter 6. I know that I'm going to do Romans chapter 6. I have already my Bible, I have my book, I have already set it. So when the time comes, I'm not waiting to know what to do or to decide. No, it's already done. Another thing in my section 2, which is important and not urgent, is study for this video that I post. You see, I told you it's God that told me to be posting these videos, and I don't want to be just because it's God that told me to post this video, and it's God that normally gives me the scriptures and what I should discuss. I study. When God gives me, for instance, He will just give me like this, what I'm discussing now. He gave me just the verse, Luke 10:38-42. I went and read it. I was just waking, I was sleeping, and then while I was waking up, that verse came to me. I was wondering what, and then because I need to make videos, I knew that God wants me to make videos. Now I prayed to God and I told God, how should I put this? Because there is always revelation in scriptures differently. How should I put it? And then I realized it's time management. And then God reminded me that the book that I already read in 2022, it can apply here. And now again, I went and I studied and I wrote. It is full. I wrote. I studied. And I did not just only study. I put time aside and I said, Friday from 9 to 1 a.m. I am just doing studying. I've already put time aside. Then also make time. And then also in my number 2 is budgeting. There is a certain life that I want for myself. I will not be a househelp forever. By the way, just being a house help is what I do for a living. It's not who I am. So I will not be a house help forever. So I'm budgeting the money that I'm getting here for the future goals. So I've invested some money in my development of my mind, in everything, buying books, buying things that I understand, those type of things, you know. I've done that. And also I want, when I'm old enough, to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. So I'm investing certain type of money. Even if anybody tells me like they've never done this, but if someone comes and tell me my grandma something, she needs something, the money that I put aside, yes, you will tell me, I'll feel emotional about it and I'll cry, but I'm not removing that money because it has a purpose. It has a purpose. Even me myself, who is working for it, I'm not removing that money. So another person that wants to tell me to do that, I'll feel yes pain, but I'm not touching my account. I'm not touching it. You see, if I didn't have a plan in mind, and if I didn't have this timetable that I have, these goals that I have put systems in it, which timetable, which tells me this particular amount you have to put it in tithing, and this particular amount you have to put it in savings that you're not removing, somebody will come and they will interrupt my things. Yeah. Also, that is for my development. This number 2, that is also for my mindset development. There are videos that I normally listen to. Like I normally listen to Apostle Joshua Selman's teaching. I also listen to John C. Maxwell teachings. I also listen to John Deloney. You see, there are a lot of people that I listen to. I also have a timetable for them. I will show you. I don't know if it's close here. I don't know. No, it's not close here. On Monday, I know who I have to listen to and what particular time that I have to listen to them. In the morning, I'm listening to Vusi Tom, I don't know his other name to pronounce it. On Tuesday, I will listen to Simon Sinek about public speaking or anything. And because I've already decided on Monday I'm listening to Vusi, I download the video. I go to YouTube, I download it. So when the time comes, I'm not just thinking, I know there is something already set. Like today is it's on a Saturday. I'll listen to John Deloney. Yesterday, Friday, I listened to the Bible show. It's already, I knew that this is the things that I need to do, the people that I need to listen to for my development and everything. I wrote it down and I wrote the specific time. And also, what do? I have an alarm, because sometimes I might be busy with speaking to an individual. I forget, oh, this is my time that I've set aside. I have an alarm. It reaches that particular time, it rings. It just tells me, oh, you need to change this one. You get me? So, section 3 is a person coming to ask me for money. I'll have to ask myself first, did I budget for this one? I didn't budget for this one. You will have to wait maybe next month. And sometimes I will not tell you to wait for next month. I'll just tell you, no, I did not budget for this one, but what can I pray for you about? And I will pray for you what you want. Because, you know, if you always think that you are El Shaddai, that you are the one who has to solve everybody's problem, at the end of the day, you will realize you have solved everyone's problems, but the responsibility that God gave you to you have not done. You are busy going around doing everything for everybody, but the responsibility that God gave to you, your wife, nobody can take care of your wife. Nobody can take care of your husband. It's you that have to take care of them. So here, you have, for instance, something like cooking. Like for instance, for people who are married and for cooking. If you have enough money and you know, like for instance, now it's either you spend time with your husband or you have to cook, and you have money to hire somebody to cook for you. You have redeemed your time. But if you don't have money to hire somebody to cook for you, tell your husband to come to the kitchen. You'll be talking in the kitchen as you're cooking. You too. He's cutting onions and tomatoes, and you're not teaching him, but that time you have to know. Here in section 3, you have to know the things that you have to delegate and the things that are not in your responsibilities. They are not in your responsibility. Just somebody that doesn't know what they're like, you are in school. Somebody just comes and tells you are busy. You have already decided, you have put your timetable that today you're studying this one. And an individual comes and tells you, teach me this mathematics. tell them come later. I used to do that in school. Come later. This is preps times. After preps, we will go for prayer in school, and then after we do prayer, I will teach you what you want to learn. That's what I told that individual. Some of them did not come because the only thing they wanted to interrupt my time, and if they interrupted my time, I will lose my focus. And that for them, learning that mathematics is not my responsibility. In other way, I'm doing them a favor and I'm serving them. And also, the teacher was around in school. They can also go to ask the teacher. You can tell them, oh, you are afraid to go to the teacher. I'll take you to the teacher. I take them to the teacher because I was class prefect. I'll take you to the teacher to teach you. And me, I continued my study. So you have to know the things which are not in under your responsibility in section 2. The things which are your responsibility in section 2, focus on them. The things which are in section 3, you have to decide if I will focus on them. Okay, section 4 for me, TikTok scrolling. I like to scroll on TikTok, but I have specific time, and I also have I will say like this 30 minutes because maybe I'm so tired. Like right now, I would have decided to sleep, because if you have seen my clothes, it's still wet because I was working. It's uniform, I was working, and I saw if I decide to change, I know myself, if I change my clothes like this, that is my key, I'll begin to sleep. So like right now, if I finish, maybe I want to sleep a bit, I will set my alarm and say maybe I'll sleep for 30 minutes. Yeah, I'll sleep for 30 minutes. For me, I have specific time. You will not find me always on TikTok. You will not find me always on WhatsApp. You will not find me. People that know me, they will not find me. So when I have that specific time that I'm doing my scrolling, I have set an alarm which will tell me you have to change this. Yeah, there is another one. And I don't. In also funny thing with me on TikTok, I just don't mindlessly scroll. When I'm scrolling, yes, it's entertainment, but at the same time it's entertainment, I am also learning. The people that I'm listening to, I'm learning. So yes, I'm entertaining myself with TikTok scrolling, but I'm also learning. For me also, I don't do series. Like if I want to watch something, I don't do series, I do movies, because I know for me, I will want to know what's next. And if it's a series, I will have to be going and know what happened next. Yeah, I'll have to know what happened next. So I do movies which I know the end. It will finish and it's maybe 2 hours or 1 hour 30 minutes, and I will know the end. And when I'm doing these movies, most of the time is when I'm making my hair. When I'm working here in Lebanon, it's expensive to make my hair, and to find a person that understands my hair is hard. So as I'm crocheting my hair, I'm also watching a movie. I'm killing 2 birds at the same time. I've redeemed my time. Yeah, I've gotten the entertainment part of it, and I've also made my hair. And these movies themselves, I always ask myself, what am I learning? I don't know what's wrong with me. I always ask myself, what am I learning from this movie? If it's just a mindless thing, I don't watch it. I watch something that I'm learning from it. Sometimes I will, when I was watching, there was a time I watched Michael Jackson's story. When I watched Michael Jackson movie and story, I learned that the way his father was speaking. That's what I was learning. After that movie, as I was thinking, I learned that, the way his father was speaking to him, he was killing his confidence to the end whereby he just wanted to change his physical appearance. And then I learned that, Faith, when you have children, don't be pointing out the things that are not good in them. That's what I learned. You see? So you have to. There is a lot of distractions. So this last section, before this video, I cut this video. Like in school, we always had timetable. You see, we had timetable in school. Also in your life, you also have to have timetable, right? Okay. You plan in advance. On Saturday, I want to take my family out. Where are we going? What are we going to do there? Have I made reservations? Know that the time that you are supposed to go there is like on Saturday. On Saturday, that's when you want to decide where you want to go. You will not go because you will be tired making the decision itself, and say, hey, I'm already tired, it's already late. So you decide in advance. That's why I've told you, write down the things that you are doing, the things that you want, your spiritual goals, everything, and put system in it. If it's go to the gym, which gym are you supposed to go to? Which gym are you supposed to go? What time are you supposed to go? What will push you to go? What will activate you to go? If it's an alarm, put an alarm. And this one, you also have to know the type of person you are. I'm not a morning person. I can even sleep at 2. I can struggle to study until 2, but in the morning ish. I tried one time and I said I'll wake up and pray. That alarm rang, and before it rang like this, pooh, I had put it off. I don't like I don't like to wake up in the morning. It's something that I'm not a morning person. Even in the morning, I don't like to talk sometimes. Okay, so timetable. Why should you have a routine, and why should you have a system in your life? Like, I'm just saying timetable, but don't you understand timetable in the sense that your time management strategy. Why should you have it? Helps to manage time and reduces time wasting. If you know what to do next, like for instance, now when I'm finishing this, I know I have to take our dog out, and when I come back, I need to study about something. It's already written on my timetable. I have it I have written it. It's not that I'm just deciding that particular time. I'm just going with the flow. No, I'm not going with the flow. And afterwards, I will take a shower. After I take a shower, I'll begin to listen today, because today is on a Saturday. I'll begin to listen to John Deloney. I'll listen because it's always a 1 hour call like this with John Deloney. It's about mental health or something. Mental health and everything, relationship with others. It's 1 hour, I know. And I know from that it will be maybe around 7:30 there I'll finish. And then 7:30 to 9, I know I will just be speaking to my friends. I will decide what to do. Is either I'm on TikTok or something. And by 9, I begin my study, my Bible study. And that Bible study itself, I have a particular routine that I'm going. Like right now, today, I know I'm going to do Romans 8 chapter 6. I know I'm going to do Romans chapter 6. I'm just going to focus. And after I finish that time, I know there is a book that I'm doing, like prayer. I already have it. And I know, by the way, I know what the next book I'll read after I finish this book about prayer. That's how I've scheduled my life. That's why I don't waste. If I waste time, is maybe 3 minutes or something, or 10 minutes. I just don't mindlessly scroll on TikTok. Another one, it reduces the emotional and strain. It reduces the emotional and strain of making the decision, because it's already decided upon. When you begin to decide, oh, what am I going to eat today? It's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of chaos. But if you had already decided from the beginning, it reduces that strain, that emotional, like you have to decide. And sometimes you decide, I will not decide, I'll just sleep. It reduces chaos, confusion, and provides structure in your life. You know, when you see a person who has put this effectively time management, you always ask, they always have something else to do. And you know, those people are always busy. Like for me, I'm always busy, but I'm busy with the things that benefit me. I'm not just only busy with things that don't benefit me. The things that I do, they benefit me. I always ask myself, what is this one? Like sometimes when I'm in call with a friend, as we are discussing, the friends that I have, as we are discussing with them, I ask myself, what am I learning even from this conversation? Are we just gossiping about celebrities or something? Number 2, it ensures priority are given to each thing in your life, and none is neglected. When we were in school, there were certain lessons that were given much priority, and others were not given much priority. Like for me, I know my spiritual relationship with God is of much importance. So for instance, there was this day I wanted to make a video here. I'd already written the notes, and I also wanted to study, to go into the Bible. I decided I will not make that video. Why? Because my spiritual life is important, because I cannot give from what I do not have. I cannot be speaking here about God, and God himself is wandering up there. This individual is speaking about me, and this individual doesn't know me. I cannot give from what I don't have. So having a time management strategy or a timetable for your life, you have written down a timetable, it ensures priority are given to the most important things and none is neglected. Like also for my sleep, I like to sleep during the day. It's not important. Sometimes I skip it, but it ensures that sometimes I will want to sleep and then I remember I want to do, maybe to make a video. I decide, okay, I'll make a video, and then I will sleep later. You see, the things which are a priority are given importance. Having a timetable for your life ensures everything is put in place already for the preparation of that particular thing that you want to do. Having a schedule, like for now, I know that I'm going to do Romans chapter 6. I have everything that I need. I will notice not the time that I want to do the study. I'm looking at what I need. Do I need a pencil? Do I need I have already scheduled the time. Because this video is about to end, let me say first, and then you have to have something that signifies the end of this particular thing is over to go to the next one. Like the bell in school, it signifies a difference. Like for me, it's an alarm. Sometimes it's yes, it's an alarm. I know that I need to change. So bye bye, because I only need 1 hour to make this video so that it can be able to be posted on TikTok. Bye bye.